first of all, how is the book doing?
It's doing well, actually. It's gotten a lot more reception in Italy than I anticipated. People love the book, and the one thing that they can connect with is that, with any book, it's always good when, as a reader, you can share your experiences with the writer. And I think that's what really connected with the people. Everything that I wrote in the book was kind of, unique to my situation, experience with the dog breed itself. Aria, has been a challenging dog, but that's what I think readers love is that, they experience the same things. Them being can be destructive in the beginning, escape artists, and just having that kind of patience that you may not necessarily have with a regular dog, that you have with this type.
Oh, that's great. Well, so I'm a big dog lover, so the book captivated me both because I love Italy, enjoy speaking and reading in Italian, and I love dogs, so it hit everything for me. Anyway, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so even though I'm Canadian, I do have cousins in the US, and a little bit about myself. Well, very Italian in background. My full name, as you know, is Marcangelo, and I was often visiting Italy as a kid, so I often got to go there. Every summer people would say, "Oh, I'm off to Italy," and everybody would be like, "Oh, you're so lucky," and then I would say, "No, I'm not. I'm going to Nana's house in the Paese, in the village, and everything, right?" But I was lucky, and we're very fortunate that my parents sent me almost every summer, so I got to learn the language. Unfortunately, I only speak Napoletano dialect. Not very good with proper Italian. I'm just very proud of my Italian heritage, and I found that this was kind of a way to connect both of them, with the dog and with the story. Everything that you did read in the book is based on a true story. The only things that changes that, I'm in my early 30s. I'm not 14 years old in the book, but I wanted to tell it from that perspective. Arya is my dog; she's not the family dog. And through this experience, I felt that because often I get asked, is that a wolf or a dog? The answer is obviously she's a wolf, so hence the title of the book. And
had you ever written anything before? I mean, that's a big challenge to suddenly say, I'm going to try and write this.
So have I always been, a writer? No, I've always been a reader, though. And I think the biggest challenge of being a writer, being a children's writer, is that you're trying to find that balance and finding that perspective.
Well, you have beautiful illustrations in the book, and you worked with an illustrator. Had you worked with him before? Was he somebody you knew, or was it a shot in the dark that you two would understand each other?
It was actually, I was looking for an Italian illustrator, and I connected with Andrea Alemano. Just seeing some of his work, and it really caught my eye and his imagination. He's worked on several other children's books before, and I wanted someone Italian because for the Czechoslovakian Volchuk, for the dog race, what it's called, there are 15,000 owners in Italy. So everybody, they're as common as a lab in Italy. Everybody has them almost. So I wanted someone that knew the dog, that had seen it in public and had an understanding of it. And so that's where I connected with him. And from the first picture and everything like that, he caught Italy because of some of the story occurs in Italy, and I want him to capture that essence of it and stuff. So I want this to obviously support Italian local talent as well.
Did you want any particular message to get across to your readers?
Part of the message I wanted to get across was that, even though these dogs are, majestic to look at, they're beautiful and they're amazing once they are trained, there's a lot of work that goes behind it. But once you create that bond of trust and love, the reward is, it's a lifetime bond that you create with the animal as well.
Well, I think we might be having a special guest join us. But before that happens, are there any unique traits to this breed? You've mentioned, training is a challenge.
So back in the 1950s in the Czech Republic, at the time, they made, in the former Czechoslovakia, what they made was a military experiment. In the 1950s, they crossbred a wolf with a German Shepherd. And the idea is that these dogs were supposed to be border dogs. But the border dogs, as they found that, they got attached to one person, so they weren't really great military dogs. And they don't really train easily like German Shepherds. Aria will do things, 9 times out of 10, but she'll only do it because of the trust that, I've established with her. Some of them are food motivated. She's not food motivated. She listens to me and she'll listen to you, because she's established a bond with you. It's not like a regular dog that will just come up to you and say hello. Some of them do come in, are very, some are very social, where some are very aloof. Like Arya, if she doesn't know you, she won't go up to you at all. And these dogs also, they communicate in different ways. It's not natural for her to bark. She'll bark when people kind of approach her domain in essence, but she communicates in other ways, with head nods, with nips of my hands, with licks and everything. So it's very primal in their communication as well. So that's how they're different. And training this dog is it took me a couple of months. I remember when I was a teenager with my Jack Russell, I hopped on the bike and she would follow me naturally. Arya has a fear of bikes right now, so it's something that we're looking to get over as well. But even for her recall, in the book I mentioned how she escaped on me in the second day, and that's based on a true story. I brought her to my mom to visit her, and she had a harness on, and she slipped out of it like a jacket, and poof, away she went. And I had to pay bare socks. Yeah, and, here I am, my heart. I'm like, oh my God. Even my mother was thinking, an Italian mother, she's like, oh my God, you haven't had this dog for less than 24 hours. She's like, I don't know what you're getting. My son, that she would say, right? So, but, we made progress. And after 2 years, Arya likes to go to Nana's house. And unfortunately, with COVID, our visits have been limited. But I'm sure once this is all over and we can go visit our loved ones again, my mom will have some peanut butter to give Arya. So. The only thing we're missing right now is, unfortunately, with the dog park closures. So, she's very popular, I should say, at the dog park. She has all of her friends and everything. So we've seen some of her friends on our walks, but hopefully we can get back to, when the dog parks open. So as soon as they shut down the dog parks, I was like, oh great, what am I going to do with her? But it's been fantastic. There's lots of trails here in Toronto that I can take her running with me. There's lots of areas to go hiking in as well. So, and just some friends in the neighborhood that we do see. But once COVID ends, I know the first thing that I'll be going to is the dog park. That's what I'm missing the most. So it's funny how I think I'm missing it more than her. So,
so do we get to meet Arya?
Yeah, let me just call her over. Arya, come here. Come here. There she is.
Oh, what a beauty.
Who's that? Come here. Come say hello. You can see her. There she is. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Bye. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I think she's going to steal the show. So if people wanted to find your book, I know you have a website, and we'll share that website with everyone. And any parting words or things we should be looking out for in the future from you?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a second book with her. It's entitled The Mischievous Morning. It's a working title. And this will be an actual, because my book right now is for ages 8 to 12, but this will be a book aimed towards younger readers. So it'll be more pictures, whereas this book is a mix of pictures and obviously text. And I'm working on a comic book series as well, like a Sunday strip series in the spirit of Calvin and Hobbes, depicting our adventures and the everyday, the wonders of owning Arya.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time, to talk with me this morning. And I look forward to the next book, and we'll stay in touch. Maybe we'll hear after COVID how it's going at the dog park and socializing once again. So thanks again.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Great.